Lynn gasped, her breath catching in her throat. Her large, expressive blue eyes, usually sparkling with mischief, were wide with a dawning horror. Across from her, Koa mirrored her shock, his jaw slack, his piercing blue eyes reflecting the warm golden light of their cozy living room. The silence stretched, thick and heavy, punctuated only by the soft ticking of the grandfather clock in the hall. The meticulously crafted details of their living room, the worn Persian rug, the antique bookshelf overflowing with novels, the faint scent of lavender from the potpourri on the mantelpiece, seemed to amplify the tension. It can't be, Lynn whispered, her voice barely audible above the ticking clock. Her fingers, long and slender, tightened around the worn edges of a photograph in her hand. A picture of them, younger, happier, laughing in a sun-drenched park. The image was a stark contrast to the current atmosphere of stunned disbelief. Koa swallowed hard, his Adam's apple bobbing visibly. His normally sharp jawline seemed softer, almost vulnerable, under the weight of the revelation. He reached out a hand, hesitantly, as if afraid to disturb the fragile silence that hung between them. The letter, he stammered, his voice rough with emotion. I didn't think. Lynn shook her head, her long silky black hair swaying gently. The photograph felt heavy in her hand, the weight of its implications pressing down on her. The vibrant colors of the picture, once a symbol of their joyful past, now seemed muted, overshadowed by the gravity of the present moment. I found it in your old box, she explained, her voice laced with a mixture of pain and understanding. The one you said you'd burned years ago. The letter, a relic from a forgotten past, held the key to a secret both of them had tried to bury deep within their hearts. A secret that had resurfaced, shattering the carefully constructed facade of their present lives. The cozy living room, once a sanctuary of comfort and shared memories, now felt like a stage for a dramatic confrontation. The warm golden light casting long, dramatic shadows that emphasized the profound emotional turmoil between them. Koa's eyes, usually so sharp and intense, were now clouded with regret. He looked at the photograph in Lynn's hand, then back at her, his gaze filled with a mixture of remorse and a desperate plea for forgiveness. The details of the scene, the soft shading on their faces, the smooth texture of their clothes, all seemed to heighten the emotional impact of this moment of truth. The air crackled with unspoken words, with the weight of years of secrets and lies, with the raw, undeniable power of a love that had been tested, and perhaps irrevocably altered. In that moment, suspended between shock and realization, between the comforting familiarity of their home and the shattering revelation of a hidden truth, Lynn and Koa faced the consequences of their past actions.